So I thought I'd start this video a little differently. Usually I save packages for their own videos, but I just got one here. He told me to wait for like an eBay one that was coming or something, and I was just like, I waited for a few days. This has been sitting on my counter for like 3 days now, and I'm just tired of looking at it. Like, I want to know what the hell's in here. And I was like, well, I don't want to make a video just for one little package, like a little 2-minute video, so I'm going to do it right before this Sleepaway Camp. So let's open this thing up. Hopefully that isn't like lame of me to do. Sorry, Johnny, but we're gonna do it anyway. All right, finally figure out what the hell is in here. Frankenfish. You know, it's funny. I've never seen this. I've heard of it. Is that who I think it is? I can't tell. Anyway, what's funny is that I was looking at it because I was trying to find a movie for Monster Monday. And I was like, I wonder if there's a monster movie in there. Maybe I should check it out and see if there's in there. I don't know. Maybe Frankenfish? Frankenfish. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm guessing you like this one, right? Oh, is there a note? Usually this is Amazon. It comes with a note. Wait, here we go. Let's see. Frankenfish. No. Oh, wait. Here it is. Hilariously entertaining fish horror brought to you by Sci-Fi. This is a Sci-Fi original, and it's prime time for them, in my opinion. Really have fun with this one. Okay. So, this is supposed to be a fun one, huh? All right. I'm down. Frankenfish. Coming soon. All right. Anyways, let's move on. Now, moving on, let's open up this survival kit, man. I need to bandage myself up. We got some first aid cream in here. We got some band-aids. We got some suntan lotion or sunscreen lotion. There you go. Antiseptic wipe. I always wanted there to be like real stuff in here. I thought that would be way more fun. A little book in here. The fourth movie, that Survivor. Supposedly there's like a version online or something with like 70% footage from the first one edited in or something, or maybe all 3 of them or something. I've only seen this, which is like, I don't know how long this is. Like, I saw it back when I originally bought it, like 15 years ago or something insane like that. And I just remember it being a blonde girl running around in the woods, and there not being almost anything to it. I don't know what Camp Diaries. I never read this. Anyone ever read this? I never really read these things, to be honest. These inserts, a lot of my things, like for instance, like this one. Look how beautiful this is. Like, I bought a region-free player just because this was coming out, and America's version only had House 1 and 2, and I was like, oh, fuck that, dude. And another big reason was because I always wanted to have something that I owned that was actually called House 3, not just the horror show, because I looked for House 3 my whole damn life before finding out that it was just called the horror show in America, which is so lame. But anyway, this one has a really nice book. Look at this freaking thing covering with my fingers. But this thing is like a hardback. It's thick. It's got all sorts of awesome shit in it. It's got all sorts of, production stuff in here and all that. I don't know. I just never take time to like sit down and actually read through these things. Like, if I'm going to watch, if I'm going to do anything with special features, I usually just press play like an idiot and watch the videos. But I gotta start looking at some of these books, because some of these movies come with some really cool stuff, some really cool books and stuff in them. I think the Society one, yeah, look at this Society one. I'm not even talking about Sleepaway Camp. But is this the book? Oh no, there's a little book in the side here, and then that's the book. Okay, I thought that was the DVD because it's flipped around. Never mind. But yeah, Society has this like comic book in it. Why have I never read this? Anyways, I never look at these books. Anyone check out this Sleepaway Camp book? I never look these up. So, anyways, enough of showing off my shit. I don't do that enough, though. I should have like a little cool video of stuff I do. So let's talk about Sleepaway Camp 2, which has one of my favorite, I said this in the last video, but the old VHS cover, which I don't know if I have that on VHS. I think I might. But that iconic VHS cover. She's got the Freddy glove here. We've got the Jason Voorhees wannabe mask here, and then we got Leatherface's chainsaw right here. And we do get to see all three of them in this movie. Although the Freddy glove is not much different, but different in the movie. The mask is way different. And she actually dresses up as Leatherface, and we get to see a Leatherface versus Jason Voorhees moment in this film. And she kills a Freddy-looking dude, because he has like the burned face makeup on, with a Freddy glove. Jesus! Slits his throat. And that's how good I fucking... Oh, here's like what it really looked like, basically. That was what the original VHS cover looked like. You got a girl in some really short shorts, and you got 3 franchises, you know, here in her backpack. And that actually plays into the movie, too. That's what's kind of cool about it. That is not the girl who plays, freaking Angela Baker in this, but... it definitely sold the movie to me when I was a kid. So I do think I saw the second one and the third one before I saw the first one. But anyways, let's talk about this movie. Now, we have got Emilio Estevez and Charlie Sheen's sister in here, Renee Estevez. 2 of the characters in this movie, the Tit Patrol, the kids that I would have been in this camp. They are named Charlie and Emilio, so a little nod there to her. So in the opening here, we get this girl who's telling them the story of Angela Baker, they say Ricky, or freaking Peter, sorry. Peter Baker, the angel of death. And we hear that she supposedly went away to a mental institution and got a sex change, which... we just don't know. We think it's like conjecture in the beginning, but then we find out later, towards the end, that Angela does confirm that she was in a psych ward for a while. They let her out, and they even gave her an operation. So I think she is supposed to be a full-on woman in this one. Let's see. I love the first kill. A lot of great kills in this, really nasty kills. I had once said... in a previous video when I was reviewing, now I can't remember what I was reviewing. I was reviewing a movie that had a clip in my Slasher Sunday, and I was like, this is the last movie from my Slasher Sunday edit, like that opening sequence where I have a bunch of different movies spliced together, kill scenes from them. I was like, this is the last movie from that I haven't done yet, and that's not true. Sleepaway Camp 2 is the outhouse kill, which I always just thought, when I first saw that, I was like, that is the most horrendous, disgusting, most vile death I've ever seen in my fucking life. How awesome. That was like my initial reaction. I was just like, this is disgustingly awesome. Like, it is such a mean-spirited, gross kill, and I just loved it. I also love that when she does kill her in the outhouse, because she's like the slut of the film. She's the one she has the most problems with, everything. Like when she walks away after she's drowned in feces and piss and whatever, she says, I should have killed you first, or something like that. Actually almost made me sound like John Matrix in Commando. Remember how I'd say I'd kill you last, Sully? I lied. You did, Matrix, you did say that. I haven't watched Commando in forever, but God, it's so good. I know I paraphrased that. That wasn't exact wording there, but close enough. But the first kill, when the girl, because she kills any camper that is not living up to her standards, anything that is outside of a goody two-shoes camper, she's just going to kill them for that reason. But this first girl gets hit in the head, and not only does like blood come out like in a gallon, it's like, it's so much. She grabs the wrong side of her head. Then she falls on the ground and she has like almost no blood on her face. It's really, really poor. It's pretty funny, man. It made me laugh out loud. She gets hit here, grabs here, blood covers her whole face, then she falls to the ground, and somehow miraculously it's just like a little bit of blood right here. So stupid. And oh my God, does this movie have gratuitous nudity? Holy shit. Allie, the slutty girl that dies in the outhouse, like I said, she shows her tits like every single chance I think almost every scene she's on screen, she shows them in some way. Like the wet t-shirt thing where she gets the guy to accidentally push her into the pool or whatever, and then she comes up and she's like trying to flirt with the guy, and then when she's fucking the dude out in the woods, and then when she's fucking the dude in the bathroom, and then when she's waking up in the morning, and then when she's like, every single chance this girl has to expose her tits, she does. And then there's the other friend who just keeps, like, she does it twice. She just throws up her tits. She's wearing the exact same shirt. She does it in the exact same way. These are zero complaints. The girls could have been topless the entire film and it would have made it even better for me. But I just thought it was funny how gratuitous the nudity was in this, because I was talking about how in the last movie there was zero. Like, Meg teased us with some, but like none. And this movie was just like, oh, we're going to amp that shit up, guys. Get ready. You're going to see all the tits you'll ever need. Which is not true, because I can always take more. So now we are in Camp Rolling Hills as opposed to Camp Arawak, which is completely useless information. I'm not even sure why I just said it, but it is what it is. And let's see. Angela still can't swim, we find out here. She's, I guess, still terrified of the water. That makes total sense, seeing as what she went through. The Shit Sisters, what a terrible name to take as like your moniker. But these girls get burned alive right in front of each other. Like, one wakes up and the other one's just burnt to a crisp, and then she burns her ass like alive. So I'm going to guess that she woke her sister up first, and she was just staring at her sister as she screamed and burned out. And the last thing she saw was just her sister sitting there, passed out, and then her sister wakes up and boom. I'm not sure why the guy who was like fornicating, as she constantly keeps calling it throughout the movie, gets a pass. Like, I thought that was very bizarre. She was like, get out of here. So she seems to have it more in for the girls in this film than the guys. I've noticed, like, she does kill some guys, there's no doubt about it, but she seems to be really more concerned with slutty behavior in coming from women. Like, there's so many guys she has a chance to kill because of their perverted acts, but they don't. Like, she does eventually get to most of them, but she seems to really be perturbed by women committing sexual acts that aren't founded in some kind of like I don't know, marriage or commitment or whatever. Like, they're just slutty. They're just having a good time. They're out there, and Angela just seems to not be okay with that at all. The guy who plays Sean is like 30 years old. There's no way I'm supposed to believe that guy is a teenager. Panty raid! I love how TC is just so cool about the panty raid. Like, TC is how I would be. He like comes out and he's like, oh, come on, guys. Just fucking wake me up when it's over. Like, just get it over with. It's like 3 a.m. Like, kids are just having fun. And Angela is there to ruin everybody's fun every single chance she gets. Talk about the angel of death, the death of comedy, the death of fun, the more fun killer, as someone I know will always say. And then she hits the girl in the car after she kills all her fun, and she's like, all right, I'm going to give you one more chance. Just say you're sorry. And she's like, oh, I'd rather die first. And it's like, okay. And she just grabs a knife, and she's like stabbing her, and she's like getting away from the blood. She's like, just thinks it's gross. I love Pamela Springsteen's performance in this. It is so wacky. As I said in the first review, I don't really feel like this is a true sequel to Sleepaway Camp. I feel like this is like an alternate universe kind of sequel, and so is the third one. They're just so campy. Like, I know the first one is too, but it's much more serious. Like, it's like a serious campy. This one is just straight camp. The performances are all goofy. Like, this is nothing like the first one at all. And Angela is definitely much, much different. But, I mean, to be fair, she did get out of a mental institution. She's a much different person now. But it's not even similar in the slightest. I honestly wish that, I don't know how many years were between these films. I can't imagine that many, so I can't imagine that Felissa Rose was that much older. But how great would it have been if Felissa Rose was like 18 or 19? Because she thinks she was like, what, 12 or 13 in the first one? I think her character's supposed to be 12. I'm guessing that's probably what she was. They could have waited like a few years and then had her be like 18, 19 and come back as a camp counselor and actually have Felissa Rose be it. But I want to say that these are very, very close together. And let's see. What are you looking for? Oh, no. Angela's humming song. Yeah. Angela sings her Happy Camper song in this, which is a great moment in the film. I think that anyone who brings this up, that's going to be something they remember really well. But another song that we get to hear is that when she's sitting by the abandoned shed, whatever. Correct me if I'm wrong, but she's humming the song that she's humming on the beach when she's stroking, the dead freaking boyfriend's hair, right? Like, that is the same song. So I thought that was a cool little connection right there. It's very subtle, it's very quick, but I'm pretty sure it's the same damn song. I haven't seen this one a ton, but when I heard it, I was like, I think that's the same one, isn't it? That's pretty cool. Like when they're going around and they're feeling through all the things and they're like, this is the innards of whatever. And then she's like, dead teenager's brains. And then the girl next to her is like, what really is in there? And she's like, dead teenagers' brains. I just love moments like that in films because the truth is always, the best diversion from the truth. It's always people are like, no one will believe you if you just tell them the blatant truth if it's insane. Like if I was to tell a person like, I got a chick locked up in my basement right now, like they just laugh. Even if I had a chick locked up in my basement, like that would be the best way to get away from finding out that I have a chick tied up in my basement. I don't, okay? I don't even have a basement. She's in my attic. See? Now you're thinking, ha 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 ha. But there might actually be someone up there. Let's listen. That would be a great time for my kids to scream in the background. I think they've already tried to come out here once. I heard them rocking on the door there for a second. I always have that happen when I'm doing these things. I always think I'm going to get an intruder. I'm going to have to stop the video and go and break up the fist fight. As I said, we get to kind of see a Jason versus Leatherface thing going on here, which is pretty fun. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to expect that Anthony, the guy who is wearing the Freddy stuff, like when she kills him and then she comes back dressed as Leatherface to get the guy in the Jason mask, she's wearing Anthony's face, right? Like that is the skin off of his face. And people will just think it's like a costume, but I'm pretty sure like what she's wearing over her face is that dead boy's skin. And let's see. I love how they're like, oh my god, the ladies' room sex scene. Oh my god, when they're just like throwing each other around. Is that what it was like to have sex as a teenager? I don't think so. But then the door is wide open. There's only a screen between Angela and Allie when she's in there and she's screwing around with this guy, and they are talking loud as fucking, loud as loud gets. And she's like, just hide and go in here. And he's like, what should I do? Stand on the toilet? What do you want me to do? And she's like, just do this. And I guess the music's playing really loud, but come on. And then she can clearly see right through the screen door, easily. But they're like doing it like the door's closed. It's such a weird scene. I'm just like, she knows what's going on in there. Like, I'm surprised she didn't walk straight in there, open up the door and be like, get out of here. Like, it just didn't make any sense to me. It is so dumb. But this whole movie is silly, so I can't really think of it as a real downside. I already talked about the outhouse kill, and the guy is dealt 4 aces in a game of poker straight out, and they don't even like ask for discards or anything. I thought that was really weird. Like, who plays poker like that? Just like 5 cards, no discard, and the guy gets dealt 4 aces. Dude, that dude is cheating. The odds are ridiculous. And I love when Alice is like the black chick comes in and she's like being like, I called this person and they're not home, and I called this person and they're not home, and Angela's just walking around the room and just looking for like all sorts of different weapons that she can use, and like nothing is good enough. And then she grabs a fucking guitar string and just like almost like a piano wire like a hitman uses, and is like, this'll do. And she's like, you talk too much. That's great. I love I've seen it in a movie a few times here and there, but I always love that when people are like walking around the room and looking for a weapon to use against somebody. I'm trying to think of one off the top of my head, but it's not coming to me. But maybe it'll come to me before I finish this. Probably not. And then the other girl walks in when she's trying to get rid of the body. And then she comes up to her and she's like, I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. What did I do? Like, it's not like she knows Angela's motives, but it seems like she does in that moment. Angela's kind of like, you're gonna tell. And kills her. That's great, because she has to have a reason. And in that moment, because she does have some regret. She does take it to heart. She sits there and she dreams about all the kills that she's done. And she wakes up in like a feverish sweat. So there is a part of her that, because she thinks she's cured. She's like, they wouldn't have released me if I wasn't cured. Like, I'm totally fine. Like, I'm doing what's right. And then she has these dreams, which is reminding her, like, you're not. And she's just outright ignoring that shit. So she's well aware of what she's doing, but she chooses to ignore it. And then they find her cabin full of dead bodies, the death cabin. And I like how freaking TJ's battery goes missing from his car earlier in the film, and then she opens the battery up and throws battery acid in his face, which is really fucked up, because that's what they do to women over in like Middle Eastern countries when they think they're like cheating on them or something. Like, oh, I watched a documentary on that once. It was the maddest I've ever been in my life. So someone like throwing acid in people's faces, like, I don't know, it always takes me back to that documentary when I saw those women that were just being fucking abused by their men and killed and all this shit. Ugh, don't even get me started on that. I'll get so mad. When fucking Molly knocks Angela out in the cabin, it is the lightest tap that I've seen since like freaking Manos, the Hands of Fate. If you've ever seen Torgo knock out the main dude in that movie, it's hilarious. It's just like tap and he just falls over out cold. Angela, same thing. Molly just winds up and she's like boom, and then she falls to the ground. She comes and she like taps her like a couple times, and Angela's like ugh. And it's like, you're a moron. Like, I'm sorry. In that moment, I promise you guys, if this ever happens to me, if a killer comes in my house and he's killed a couple people or whatever, and I get them on the ground and they're knocked out, they are never waking up. I fucking promise you that. That is one lesson you're going to learn from a horror movie. Do not let them the fuck up. Listen up, Laurie Strode. Listen up, every fucking person ever in a horror movie. Jesus Christ. You got them down on the ground. Kill them. Oh my God. I'm going to talk about one that, yeah, as I said, Laurie Strode, but also fucking Friday the 13th. How many times does she have Pamela Voorhees on the ground? Fucking kill her. So stupid. And Angela just ends up, like at the end of this movie, she just ends up killing every single person at the camp. Like, she's just like, that's it, I'm done. I got fired. Fuck them all. You're all going down. They go back to the camp and everyone's dead. Everyone. And then she goes and she picks up this cowgirl in the truck. Howdy, partner. Freaking poor Molly, man. She wakes up in the middle of the woods and she thinks she's going to make it out. Boom, there's Angela. Howdy, partner. And then the movie ends. And we're supposed to believe she killed her, and I guess that she did. But it's just like, why even bring her back? It's just like she thinks she's dead. She wakes up. We think she survives. And then she goes down there and boom, dead. Like, she didn't even need to wake up and walk through the woods and even have any chance. But it was pretty funny. I'm not sure. I probably won't be watching Sleepaway Camp 3 tonight. Maybe I'll be watching Frankenfish. Doesn't this have like a... Oh, no. Wait. From the director of Spawn. Oh no. Spawn, that fucking movie. Alright, I don't know. I'll make a decision. But regardless, thanks, buddy. I will watch it. I just don't know if I'm going to do it right this second.